Indian Polity Chapter 1 Historical Background. The British came to India in 1600 as East India Company, a charter granted by Queen Elizabeth I, with exclusive rights of trading. 1765. The East India Company obtained Diwani, rights over revenue and civil justice, of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. The Company Rule, 1773 to 1858. Regulating Act of 1773. Reasons behind Regulating Act. 1. Due to corruption amongst the servants of EIC. 2. The financial condition of the company becoming worse progressively. 3. The company applied for a loan of £1 million in 1772. 4. Lack of accountability. These are some reasons which prompted the British government to control and regulate the affairs of the East India Company. 1. It designated the Governor of Bengal as the Governor-General of Bengal, and created an executive council of 4 members to assist him. The first such Governor-General was Lord Warren Hastings. 2. It made the governors of Bombay and Madras presidencies subordinate to the Governor-General of Bengal, unlike earlier, when the 3 presidencies were independent of one another. It laid the foundations of central administration in India. In other words, the legislative supremacy is leaning towards the center. 3. It provided for the establishment of a Supreme Court at Calcutta, 1774. Comprising 1 Chief Justice and 3 other judges. 4. It prohibited the servants of the company from engaging in any private trade or accepting presents or bribes from the natives. 5. It strengthened the control of the British government over the company by requiring the Court of Directors, governing body of the company, to report on its revenue, civil, and military affairs in India. It recognized, for the first time, the political and administrative functions of the company. It wants to make the officers of East India Company accountable to the British by appointing Court of Directors. In a bid to rectify the defects of the Regulating Act of 1773, the British Parliament passed the Amending Act of 1781, also known as the Act of Settlement. Amending Act of 1781. 1. It exempted the Governor-General, the Council and employees of the company from the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court for the acts done by them in official capacity. Nowadays we call this feature as Article 50, that is separation of judiciary from executive. 2. It excluded the revenue matters and the matters arising in the collection of revenue from the jurisdiction of Supreme Court. The Regulating Act of 1773 had many defects. Example, the Governor-General's lack of a veto led to quarrels with his councillors, and the Supreme Court's lack of defined powers led to legal disputes and anomalies. Pitt's India Act was therefore subsequently enacted in 1784 as a more radical reform. Pitt's India Act of 1784. 1. It allowed the Court of Directors to manage the commercial affairs but created a new body called Board of Control to manage the political affairs. It distinguished between the commercial and political functions of the company. It marked the first step towards parliamentary control over the company and its administration in India. 2. It empowered the Board of Control to supervise and direct all operations of the civil and military government or revenues of the British possessions in India, by which the company retained control of commerce and day-to-day administration, but important political matters were reserved to Board of Control in direct touch with the British government. The company's territories in India were for the first time called the British Possessions. Act of 1786. This act was enacted to satisfy the demands of Lord Cornwallis to accept the post of Governor-General of Bengal. 1. He should be given power to override the decision of Council in special cases. 2. He would also be the Commander-in-Chief. Charter Act of 1793. 1. It extended the overriding power given to Lord Cornwallis over his council, to all future Governor-Generals and Governors of Presidencies. It gave legal form to the complex of measures that constituted the administrative framework in British India. 2. It gave the Governor-General more powers and control over the governments of the subordinate presidencies of Bombay and Madras. 3. It extended the trade monopoly of the company in India for another period of 20 years. 4. It laid down that the members of the Board of Control and the staff were henceforth to be paid out of the Indian revenues. Indian revenues means companies' revenues. Charter Act of 1813. 1. It abolished the trade monopoly of the company in India. That is, the Indian trade was thrown open to all British merchants. However, it continued the monopoly in tea and trade with China. 2. The Act expressly asserted the Crown's sovereignty over British India and permitted Christian missionaries to spread Western education and enlightening the people in British India. 3. It authorized the local government in India to impose taxes on persons. They could also punish the persons for not paying taxes.